We thought Nambour was a strange place, with trains that ran right through the middle of the main street. The trains were taking the cane to the crushing mill, where the juice was crushed from it to make sugar. We drove out among the fields where the sugar cane grew taller than the caravan. As we came around a corner, we saw a small boy sitting on the side of the road. We could see at once that he had hurt himself. As Andy got close to the boy, he saw that he had a nasty cut on his leg, just above the knee. It was a good thing that Andy had a clean handkerchief. Andy soon had it covered and the bleeding stopped. It was a Saturday. Robert had been cutting a piece of cane to chew when his knife slipped and sliced into his leg. Weena played her part too. She took Robert's hat while Andy and Sal helped him to the car. Robert's father owned a sugarcane farm not very far away. His house was right on the banks of the Maroochy River. It had lovely shrubs and mowed lawns right down to the riverbank. Sal said that Robert must go inside at once and have his mother bathe and clean the wound and put on a proper bandage. Robert's mother said that Andrew, Sally and Edwina could look around the farm if they liked. Then they could come back and see how Robert was getting on. Robert's father had stripped the leaves from a patch of special cane to make it ready for cutting and planting for next year's crop. It extended all the way down to the little cane tram line. The cane tram soon came fussing along, blowing lots of smoke. When cane is ready for cutting, a fire is put through it to burn away all the unnecessary undergrowth and dead leaves so that the cutters can get at it. The knives they use are very sharp, sharper even than Robert's. The cane is made very sooty from the fire and the black ash cakes on the faces of the cutters. But no one seems to mind. The cutting season is a very busy one, and once the cane is burnt, it must be harvested without delay. The juice of the cane is sweet, and a stick of it is good to suck. Robert's father was preparing the little line for the cane tram to come in and pick up a load of cut cane from his field. Mark, his youngest boy, played on a stick of cane as though it was a didgeridoo. He could hear the train rumbling its way over the bridge. Robert often spent his spare time catching crabs. His traps needed checking, so his mother suggested that Andrew might help him. Robert had a small boat of his own. The two boys launched it and rowed across the river to where an old oil drum marked the position of the crab trap. The Maroochy River runs into the sea only 10 or 11 miles away from Robert's house, and it's tidal and salty. Up came the wire cage, and Robert heaved it and the marker drum aboard the boat. The boys were soon on their way back to the launching ramp. It was a pretty hard row as the tide was running in, but Robert had done it many times before. Andy just had to sit there and wait. He was wondering how Robert would get the crabs out of the trap, if, of course, there were any in it. Then the old boat, which leaked rather badly, had to be pulled to a safe place. Andy could see the crabs in the craft as he helped carry it onto the lawn. The girls wanted to see them too. Look at those nippers. Robert knew to keep his fingers away from the nippers. A big crab could nip a finger off. It's much safer to use a stick to maneuver the crab into position so that he may be grabbed from behind where the nippers can't reach. Weena was plucky enough to pick it up, but only by the stick. She wanted to study it closely so that she could draw one for the project book. She would call her picture Crabs in the Sugar. And then, all too soon, it was Monday, and the school bus was on its way. But this was a school bus with a difference. Robert and his older sister Anne travelled to school by launch. Andrew and Sally and Weena thought them very lucky to be able to do that, but to Robert and Anne, it was an everyday occurrence. Robert told Andrew that he would much rather stay home and fish or trap crabs. Andy was inclined to agree with him, but they both knew that school was a good place once you got there, no matter what the method of transport. Children of neighbouring families came to the little jetty to catch the school boat. After school had finished, Robert and his friends would return home on the launch.